I'd like to call to order the Munster Town Council regular meeting for June 2nd, 2025. Wendy, please call the roll.
Councilor Hopper.
Here.
Councilor Gardner.
Present.
Councilor Nellens.
Present.
Councilor Peterson.
Here.
Councilor Schinkin.
Here. If everybody could please rise, we're going to start with a moment of silence for your loved ones, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to thank everybody who's out in the audience. With that, we're going to have a public hearing for additional appropriations for ordinance 1984.
Appropriation that you had first reading on last week, our last meeting. You need to hold your public hearing and then your old business will be asked.
With that being said, is there anybody that wants to come up to the podium for public hearing for ordinance 1984 only? Going once, going twice. We are going to close the public hearing for ordinance 1984. Not doing that again. And then we're going to start out with our public comments. All public comment is limited to 2 minutes with a total of 20 minutes allotted for public comment section. All speakers must sign in the public speaker sign-in form prior to speaking. Please keep all comments civil, constructive, and related to public policy issues. At their discretion, council may allow public comment to extend past 20 minutes, but not required to do so. All rules for public comment are posted outside the main meeting room. And with that, is there anybody coming up for public comment?
I would like to come up, but I
Yeah.
don't see a form.
Right there, go on up there, sign your name and
Please, from allegedly, Barbara. I didn't need to call you out by name. Yeah, we.
Okay, what brings me to this meeting is I came across the strategic plan proposal by the Munster Republican Party. And I noted that there's an item in here about snow removal. And many of you know, I have a love-hate relationship with our sidewalks because as a senior, and you have the ordinance, they're supposed to be shoveled. And that's always stressful for seniors and disabled to get those shoveled in a timely manner. So about 2 years ago, I went to the school town about this issue because a North Township trustee was advertising a plan for seniors. And when I looked into that, they said that they do it through the schools, but that Munster never participated. So when I heard that, I did go to the school town and gave them this idea of information as well. And never heard back from them in 2 years. So then when I saw this, I thought, well, somebody is listening. So it would be a good thing for schools or seniors or somebody to help. We could sign up, we could pay, I don't know, be a pretty easy thing, I would think. You know, the Surgeon General, about a year ago, wrote in his plan for seniors, how important it is for seniors to socialize, and all of you, I know most of you, I've been advocating for a senior center in Munster as well. We have none, really. And, you know, Highland has that huge thing. And Griffith has a senior center, and we have all these hospitals, and it's supposed to be a great place to retire in Munster, but we have no senior center, no senior housing. I have advocated trying to get the country club property at the time, but that went by. So that's still out there. Think about the seniors because we vote and we pay for referendum
Mhm.
and we really don't get many special services.
And I'm almost there.
Well,
If I,
hopefully we'll all be there.
if I could ask a question, the
Yes.
council, at least I did not receive anything from the Munster Republican Party about that strategic communication. Was it a plan or recommendations or something?
It's
'Cause
called,
I did not see
I
anything. If you
think-
could maybe, can I see that after, maybe,
Yeah,
like maybe make a copy?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
strategic plan proposal.
Okay, thank you. That'd be
Maybe we
great.
look into organizations as well for the Love of Munster. I mean, even the Munster Republican Committee, they could find some volunteers to do this. I think that would be a big win for, the Democrat Committee. It'd be big wins for,
You mean the
These are-
shoveling? The
Yeah.
shoveling?
exactly.
I mean, apparently, North Township trustees had a plan.
Mhm.
They involved the schools. But Munster never participated.
Well, thank you.
Well,
I
thank
When
you
I
very
saw this, I said, somebody's listening.
Well, thank you. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Did you graduate?
Yes, I did.
Where are you going next year?
Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Can you hear me okay? I can talk
We can.
now. Okay. So, I know we're in the works with the Sustainability Commission,
Mhm.
but I do want to try to get it done before I leave. So during the summer, I would love to either create the Sustainability Commission or maybe even have our first meeting, probably we'll have our first meeting. But, I just wanted to give an example of why we might need the Sustainability Commission in Munster and what it could possibly do. So I've always wanted to start, so this is a big idea that we could probably work toward this as a Sustainability Commission. To start composting throughout Munster, so not around Indiana or maybe not Northwest Indiana. A lot of communities do a lot of residential composting. Now, this is a very big feat, so one of the town council's missions is to engage the community, maybe not through possibly passing ordinances, but also having events. So I was thinking possibly the first big event that the Sustainability Commission can run is a composting event where people willingly bring their food scraps, food waste, and bring them to the Munster Community Garden to be composted and to bring back and to give back to the community. And if that goes well, we might do it more times per year, maybe like 3, 4, so on and so forth. But then we could start doing it bigger about going to maybe residents and actually collecting the compost. There is a grant available from IDEM, Indiana Department of Environmental Management, that is a recycling grant, but I believe it is for any waste reduction methods. So I definitely think that the Sustainability Commission should look into this once it's created. And, maybe not a lot of environmental legislation is on the, I guess, agenda for a lot of town council meetings, but the Sustainability Commission would do that. It would be that part of the town that is needed for that area. So I guess the point is that the Sustainability Commission will increase, I guess, what the town council can do to give back to its community.
If I could just have you state your name and address.
Oh, yeah. Kathy McNulty, 8202 Jackson Avenue.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Evening, everybody. Tom Porch, 1839 Magnolia. Not the reason I came up here, but composting, those of us who have been in Munster for a long time can remember the yard waste composting. We need to do a little bit better job with composting than we do with that. I think there's still smells walking about the town from that. But when I did come up with saying composting is a great idea, and I applaud getting something together with this. Last meeting I came up, and I threw out a little caveat, I'd like to see a backup plan for Fran Lynn with the traffic that's coming down it. kudos to the town, particularly the police department. They're out there, they're enforcing the law. I saw twice today in Franklin between Chestnut, 45th, drivers pulled over. Drivers were not speeding, drivers were not going in the bicycle lanes. Thank you, town, thank you, police. I know it's gonna be a long summer and early fall with this, but I appreciate the effort with that.
Thank you very much. Anybody else that wants to step up to the podium? Going once, going twice. Public comment is closed. We're gonna start with the consent agenda. I need a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Do we have any discussion over the consent agenda?
I guess it's a request or maybe even a concept. I'm not sure. I notice, and again, every month we have NIPSCO bills and everything else that way. I know and I think this is the bills that were redoing the lights to the LED type light. I'm not sure if there's any way that we can track how much money we save with the LED lighting or not. Again, if it's impossible to do, I can understand it, but now that it seems like this was the, I guess it's 5K, I think, the claim docket that we were making the changeover, or paying for the changeover. It'd be nice to be able to see if we can find some way to justify the savings or any kind of saving of energy or saving of dollars with that part of it. Maybe enlist NIPSCO's help in doing some of that.
Okay. Anybody else? Other comments? Wendy, please call it.
Counselor Hopper,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson,
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to old business, and we have ordinance 1983, P card authorizations.
For the procurement cards, you had first read at the last meeting. This would get new cards, for the department heads, town manager. And we're looking for approval of the ordinance.
And with that, we already have first reading, so can we have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 1983 on second reading as amended.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Do we need any discussion over this? Need please call the roll.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson,
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, and that brings us up to ordinance 1984. We already had a public hearing for the additional appropriations. This is the vote. Yeah.
That's correct. This would be for two funds. Once you adopt the ordinance, the appropriations will go into effect.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve introduced ordinance 1984 as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion over this? That being, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson,
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, and that brings us up to new business, the 2026 budget calendar.
So there's no formal action required with this item. This is the proposed calendar that we are looking to follow to ultimately adopt the 2026 budget. So if you would just verify with your calendars that you'll be here for the meetings that are for the public hearing and for the final adoption. Right now is the best time to let us know. We can schedule things, but once we get closer to it, we run out of time to meet the various statutory deadlines.
The only possibility or the only issue I have with the dates are September 15th. I might not be able to be here. That's our annual conference that I sometimes have to go to.
And then for me in September as well, I don't know until my company decides to set up the meeting in Kansas City, but I know it's gonna be in September. I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
Thank you.
And with that being said, I have a motion to approve the 2026 budget. Oh, we don't need one, do we?
No action.
Okay, no action. That brings us up to bid award for the pedestrian bridges over ditches.
So the NDOT went through the letting process. The area of construction was the successful bidder. So we're looking for council to confirm that award the bid to them to do the construction and to authorize the payment that the town has to make. The town pays its portion, which is 20% of the cost, to NDOT. Once NDOT receives that payment, they will issue the notice to proceed to Garia. Once that happens, we'll be able to have pre-construction meetings. There's a possibility that you might see some work this year, but most of it's not going to happen until next year because it's about a 40 to 44 week lead time for the bridges to be delivered to us.
And Highlands gonna pay their portion.
We are working with Highland. We have a draft interlocal agreement that's being sent to the attorneys, I believe, today. That's going for the review.
Okay, thank you very much. With that, I need a motion to bid, Area as the, contractor for the bridge.
I'll make a motion to confirm the bid award to Gary Up Construction and authorize payment to NDOT in the amount of $353,140 for the bike and pedestrian bridges over Hard Ditch and Katy Marsh ditches.
We got a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Do we have any discussion over this?
I have a question as to who is going to be in charge of this project and, watch the contractors and make sure things are set up as.
So SEH was awarded the bid to do the construction inspection. So they will be watching it. Munster is the lead agency on that, so we'll be through with Munster and SEH watching the project.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments? With that being said, Lauren?
Counselor Hopper,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Nellens,
Yes.
Counselor Peterson,
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to the engagement letter for Waterworks bond.
The council has already approved engagement with the utility to handle the financial aspects of the proposed 2026 water bond. This would be with Barnes and Thornburg to handle the legal side of that bond.
Okay, I need a motion.
Mr. President, I would make a motion to approve the letter of engagement with Barnes and Thornburg for water revenue bond services.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion over this? That being said, Wendy?
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson,
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to the additional sidewalk cost. That's D.
There's an additional cost of $7,302.58 from the original $68,385.25 from the 50/50 sidewalk program. The additional costs were for, a quicker mix, it's called high-early mix for the driveway aprons, so people could drive on the driveways sooner. And then the $5,673 is just additional sidewalk that needed to be done to top the other pieces that we already measured out.
I'd like a motion to approve the additional sidewalk cost for L2 Incorporated.
I'll make a motion to approve the additional sidewalk cost of L2 Incorporated in the amount of $7,302.58.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Do we have any discussion over this?
Is this work going on right now?
The 50/50 part is completed,
Okay,
and they're working on the water main issues, breaks from previous winter.
okay, because I saw a number of sidewalks still being completed or and boxed off, those, that's from water main breaks and things like that. Okay, thank you.
Any other comments? Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson,
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to water meters.
This is, quote from utility supply because our meters were short in stock and we need to restock our shelves with water meters.
I need a motion to restock their shelves with water meters.
I'll make a motion to approve the water meter order from the utility supply company in the amount of $61,216.05.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
Mr. President, I have a question for staff. Resident was talking with me not too long ago, and they brought up something about how Munster charges for the water meter. And then there was a second charge related to an additional meter for irrigation or something like that.
I have that.
Can you help?
There are some properties, the newer constructions, they have, their meter that's attached to the house, and then a separate one that is irrigation only. The irrigation only one, that's all that goes through it, the only charges they get are the water actually used, and then the sales tax on it. So it is two separate meters.
Is there a difference between the type of meter that's installed, the same in both cases?
Yes.
But if I might comment, there are different minimums based on the size of your meter.
The size of the meter has a different minimum, yes. And the irrigation meters are only used from, I think it's April through November. And again, you're only paying for the actual usage on
But
those.
they have a minimum whether
Yes.
you use them or not
Yes,
during that period.
unless you shut it off completely. And
Have the town shut it.
yeah,
Official, I mean, it's
right,
an official shut.
exactly.
Each of these meters have buffalo boxes that goes with them?
No,
There's one service going into the house and then it's plumbed for a sprinkle meter. And then it's also plumbed for the house meter. But there's two separate meters.
How would you shut it off for the irrigation side?
We would probably pull the meter just to verify that there's no water running through.
Is the meter installed in the yard?
The meter is installed in the home.
In the home?
Okay.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
and I might also comment or question here, there is a fee for that. For the town to come out and shut the meter off.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yes.
get it all on the table.
Any other discussion over this? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes,
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes.
makes a lot.
That brings us up to the last new business, amendment to the land conveyance MOU with Saxon Development.
This item is an amendment to a memorandum of understanding that the town approved in November between NIPSCO, Saxon Partners, and the town regarding conveyance of land to the town from NIPSCO. We've included an exhibit that identified specific requirements for construction, pre-work, and the post-work. And Saxon Partners is asking for technical revisions. So that's what this MOU does. It provides those revisions.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve this MOU?
I'll make a motion to approve execution of the First Amendment to the MOU between the town of Munster, NIPSCO, and Spin Munster LLC. Provide direction.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion over this MOU? That being said,
I guess,
go ahead.
unfortunately, I wasn't able to be at the agenda review. Did Saxon discuss any type of time frame when the entry roadway was going to be constructed, or timeline for that at all?
Any other discussion? Wendy, can you please call the vote?
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes,
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. That ends new business. Do we have any reports? Any reports? Any portfolio reports?
Couple of things here. The park board will be meeting tomorrow night at 5 o'clock to their final work study on the Centennial Park replacement of the clubhouse concept. Also tomorrow is the first concert of the outdoor season. It's the Highland Community Band will be playing at Centennial Park. And then after that, the Centennial Park outdoor concerts on Tuesday and some Fridays will be taking place. And then also, I think the next Sunday is the Munster Parks and Recreation summer concerts here at Town Hall. So just want to make sure you're aware of the outdoor concerts. And then Civic Foundation will be meeting next Monday here at Town Hall at 6:30.
Thank you.
I have a question though. Is is HWC gonna be in person or is it zoomed? Park board.
HWZ will be on Zoom. The park board will be meeting in one of the conference rooms. I believe the park board will be meeting in the main meeting room. HWC will be on Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other portfolio reports? Announcements, all town council meetings will begin at 6:30 unless otherwise noted. Our next meeting will be Monday, June 16th, 2025. With that, I need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Close this. So let's start the redevelopment.
How are you?
Don't get too close to the microphone.
Let's set something up.
Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to start the Munster Town Council Redevelopment Commission meeting. With that, Wendy, please call the order.
Commissioner Hopper,
Here.
Commissioner Gardner,
Present.
Commissioner Nellens,
Present.
Commissioner Peterson,
Here,
Commissioner Schinkin,
Here.
and our liaison to the school board, John Castro.
I'm here.
Nice to meet you, John.
You as well.
Next, I'm going to start public comment. This is public comment for Redevelopment Commission only. All public comment is limited to 2 minutes with a total of 20 minutes allotted for the public comment section. All speakers must sign the public speaker sign-in form prior to speaking. Please keep all comments civil, constructive, and related to public policy issues. At their discretion, council may allow public comment to extend across 20 minutes, but not required to do so. All rules for public comment are posted outside the main meeting room. And with that, is there anybody who wants to step up to the podium for redevelopment only? Going once, going twice. Closing public comment. Consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
A second.
Any discussion over this consent agenda? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Commissioner Hopper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gardner,
Yes.
Commissioner Nellens,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson,
yes.
Commissioner Schinkin,
Yes. No old business, no new business, no reports, no announcements, adjournment. Could I have,
So moved.
I'll second that.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. This concludes the redevelopment commission meeting.
George, no, you have to sign. You know.
In and out, that's what we need.
I was getting lit up.
When did you hear about that? 3 minutes.